Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job.
Welcome back. I just probably blew your ears. I'm sorry. I apologize. But welcome back to episode 10 of Nando's Tequila. Shit. Well, my name is Fernando. I ain't gonna give my government name out no more because, you feel me? Last episode, I gave out my whole full government name. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
I'm like, they
might look me up, bro. Shit. But, well, I am 25 years of age and I was born in Mexico. Can you tell? But raised over here in Charlotte, and today I got una viajante de viajantes, bro. Shit, you could kind of say you've been you've been more in Europe, right? Than like or you actually been like a lot of places around the world. But first things first, it's my homegirl Gaby. Shit, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, my name is Gabriela. I am now 25 years old. My place of birth was Caguas, Puerto Rico. You know, it's funny, like I saw this flag and I was like, I got it with the PR flag or the DR flag.
Bro, shit, if you want to bring one in, bro, we could start, because I'm thinking about folding this a whole different way. So, like, it looks like a fan instead of, like, the flag. It looks like a fan, and I could put, like, more things over there.
And then everybody that you have that comes from, like, different countries.
Like, bro, that'd be kind of dope. That'd be kind of dope.
Like, ahora tenemos Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's kind of dope, bro. Shit, that's not a bad idea. But anyway,
but yeah, my relationship status.
That's a little option if you want to, if you won't.
Let's say living.
Shit, living.
Yeah,
right?
Not single, not in a relationship, just living. If God brings it, then it brings it, but we living.
That's a way to live. Shit, to be honest, I would love to live like that too.
I feel like when people say like, "Oh, I'm single," it's like, "Oh, like it's so sad," and then like people are like in relationships, they're like, "Oh, you're in a relationship." Yeah, it's like you got something
it ain't no win-win
yeah.
of it. Shit, I actually never thought about it like that, but it's so true though.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy as hell.
So it's like you say you're single, and people are automatically like, "Oh, she's looking for a relationship," or "Oh, like she's single and sad," or "Oh, single and something," or like, "Oh, you're in a relationship." Then people start asking questions. Nah, bro.
Like the usual tías.
Yeah.
¿Y el novio?
Yeah.
¿Y el novio? I like, yo. You seen the memes where they be like, ¿y el novio? And then he be like, ¿y la hija? ¿Dónde los tienes? I like, yo, my boy, chill. I'm like, that's crazy to tell your fucking family like that. But sometimes, I'm telling you, it be family the ones get the chingan the most.
No, dude, family will cut you sideways. Like, mi mama, oh my God, my mom has like a mouth that like sometimes she'll say stuff that I'm like, dang, like, ouch.
No, you feel me? But let's take this little quick shot. Everybody
Salud
at
pa la
home,
primera.
take a shot. You already know.
Espérame, jugo de piña, dude, because...
Facts.
Oh yeah, can you open this for me?
I was about to tell you that too.
Like, you remember me trying to freaking do the shotgun at the thing?
Woo! So we talked a little bit about it, but so you were saying that your whole interest of scuba diving came from like you being in Italy?
Well, no. So my scuba diving actually started from the people that I met. Like something. So like I love animals. I'm like a big animal person. And the people that I would meet, like as I'm traveling, you know, they'll show you like, oh, I went here. Especially with Europeans, when you meet them in South America. They do South America for like months at a time. So it's like they go to like a whole bunch of different spots. And I would always see the coolest fucking videos of... I can cuss, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The coolest... Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I just fucked up.
Yeah.
But no, I would see like the coolest videos of like people underwater and like swear it would look like Finding Nemo, like a real life fucking Finding Nemo. So it was like I would just see the coolest things. And like I remember one time somebody showed me a video of like the seal going right up to their camera and like booping their camera like with their nose, and it's just like stuff like that would just like mesmerize me. I'm like, oh my God, like you can get this close to wildlife, and especially something underwater, like that's like uncharted territory for us.
Bro, like to me the ocean is a scary ass place, but it's interesting.
Okay,
Like,
the ocean or the beach? Because that's something that's actually like now it's very clarified for me. Like there's the beach and then there's the ocean.
what's the difference?
So like for instance, the beach is like maybe like the first like 3 feet of the ocean, right? And then you have like the sand. So for instance, prior to diving, I used to love the beach and hate the ocean because I loved going to the beach, laying out, you know, swimming in like the shore of the ocean. But then you have the ocean. Like you got the deep blue sea type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So mucha gente le da miedo como el ocean, but then they love the beach.
I see what you mean. Yeah, then I'm the same way. I'm terrified of the ocean, but I don't mind the beach.
Yeah,
I don't mind the beach. It's because I hate feeling so vulnerable. Excuse my language, bro. I can't speak. But because you can't do shit in the water. No, you feel me? Like, what you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna outswim nothing in the water. No, you feel me? Like, you already can't breathe like them underwater. Like, you got so many disadvantages. It's just scary to me. It's scary as fuck to me because that's wild, bro.
And it's crazy because like that is one of like the most important things while you're diving.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're diving, it's like the number one rule is don't breathe underwater. So you're don't breathe while you're diving underwater. So it's like you have like the mask on and you're supposed to like inhale and exhale, but you have to know when to inhale and exhale because if you inhale and exhale as you're rising or going down, your lungs can explode because of like the pressure with the air and inside because your lungs are pretty much like life vests inside of your body. Mm-hmm. So it's like the lower that you go and the higher that you go, if you breathe while you're doing that, as it expands, it can combust. So it's like you think it's scary until you start diving, and then you're like, wow, this shit really is.
There's the famous thing called the bubble. No, the when you like
bubble guts?
Yeah, I think when you can't go up like fast, that you gotta chill.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like cause it explodes.
Yep. So then that's another thing too. It's like you gotta like get your pressure levels like evened out and stuff like that. So that's why whenever you'll come back up, you'll see that a lot of times like they'll stop, wait a couple seconds, like wait a minute or two, and then keep going up.
That's crazy as hell. Imagine the people that had to find that out.
No, the crazy, like, as a dive, it's crazy because, like, you don't hear about diving stories until you start scuba diving. And then you start hearing, like, the wildest shit of, like, people going into caves and then them having to, like, figure out how to get out or, like, the line was broken or, like, the cave combusted and, like, rocks fell everywhere. Like, there's so many horror stories that I've heard of divers that have either passed away or came close to passing away. Like there was one where this guy was like upside down. He had to literally crawl using the top of the cave to find his way out because it's pitch black. Yeah. You know? So it's like just imagine like shit's scary until you actually go down there and then it's like, yeah, this shit's fucking scary.
Yeah, I was watching a podcast, Joe Rogan. I don't know if you ever seen Joe Rogan. Yeah, he was doing a podcast with a UFC fighter called Cowboy Cerrone. And he does that. He does cave diving, like deep cave diving. And one day they almost got lost in a cave because somebody panicked. And ya ves que es un chingo de tierra. And so like they panicked, they swam around, all that dust just and like so he just couldn't find his way out. And like they said that his oxygen tank also was like at half or a little bit less than half. And but I mean, he stayed calm, cool, and collected, like how you're supposed to, because he was saying that whole thing, like, the more you panic, the more oxygen you're going to end up using. Like, you got to relax. Like, just stop. Like, legit stop and think. Like,
And it's wild because you really have to have so much control in situations like that because it's literally life or death.
Yeah.
And it's like life or death, and then you got to control yourself or you're going to die. So it's like, that's
and
like
you're underwater.
Yeah, that's like oh, so it's yeah.
That's
there's
what
a
I'm
lot
telling
of
you.
variables.
The ocean, like, is terrifying to me, but like it's interesting. Like all the things out down there, but like to me they're interesting. Like how they survive, because we can't do survival down there, bro. Like so the way they survive is kind of crazy. Like when you go, what's your deepest? Like what has been your deepest dive?
So the one that I'm certified for is 30 feet. It's like 30 feet, 60 meters, or 60 feet, 30 meters. Yeah.
God damn, which is stupid deep already. Like,
and it's crazy because it's like you would think it's really that deep, but not only there's deeper like certifications, but also it's like, for instance, it's like you would think it's that deep, but it's really like the surface of like the bottom of the ocean. Like let's say, Like I haven't been able to like dive. For instance, here.
Move your mic back a little bit. Yeah, I hate that.
For instance, here in North Carolina, they have the shipwrecks, like here at the beaches.
Oh
here.
yeah. I heard
And
that.
I'm not certified for that because like the ships are like so sunk, like the ocean floor is so low, and the ships are like obviously like at the ocean floor. So it's like you have to have a certain certification to go dive there.
What is the deepest that people can get certified to like dive or is there no like?
There's not a deepest.
Because I
with,
mean,
like, the,
at a certain point, like the pressure.
Yeah,
Like,
your
you
body
feel me?
can't do it. There's not a certain point of like certification with the. Like it doesn't go like, okay, each certification you just get deeper and deeper, but it's like the one that I have, which is just like your open water. It's like your just basic, like the most basic certification that you can get, and then there's the advanced, and then there's like more of like medical. So it's like there's a word for it. It's called rescue diver, and then after that you'll be like trained to be able to train people, and then it just continues going on there. But in my honest opinion, like I commend the people that do all that and like go like the furthermore. I'm cool with my open water. I'm cool with my open water because it's like I don't have any interest in cave diving because I did the cenotes in Mexico, and that was like very not as scary, but it was like it showed me that I really like open water. So there's like cave diving and then there's open water diving. And then cave is like the Joe Rogan situation where like there's like
everything is closed out, like it's pitch black.
Like I have videos like the one that I sent you where it's like
we're gonna put them up there for y'all people.
Like it's like you see me and it's like you see me like sitting there, and because of like the way that my buoyancy was not correct, it's like I'm just sinking, and then it's like I'm the person that I like would started freaking out or moving too much because it's like you also can't kick your legs as much as you normally would, so it's like you have to like flap them just a little bit because
and like you move slowly too, cause you can't pick up dust. You can,
and it's like yo soy Latina, I'm like naturally como acelera, you know what I mean?
Go! I'm like everybody move. I'm trying to move. Let's go. I'm like ¿Qué esperan? Let's go.
So like I realized like that cave diving or like cenotes in Mexico, not my thing. Just not like something that I personally like. I'll do it, but it's not something that like it's my favorite. My favorite is definitely open water because that's when you get to like see the stingrays, you see the sea turtles, you see
You're
like,
not
the sharks.
scared of like animals like.
Fuck no, I would love to fucking dive with some sharks. Like that is like my goal.
You was telling me that last time. I'm like, yo, you fucking wild.
I would love to dive with some sharks, man. Like Galapagos is like my one big goal in life is to go dive down there because it's like that's where you get to dive with like the seals, you get to dive with like the giant sea turtles, and it's like the animals that I'll see people like actually like be able to experience like face to face. To me, I'm just like nothing can compare to that. No Google, no TV, like it's like that right there is like
that's like legit like live action.
Yeah, Fernando's like nah, I'll sit there, I'm like gotcha, watch it.
Bro, like no, because I would do it, but el fundillo lo voy a tener aquí, bro. Like, I'm gonna be terrified of almost everything. Cause, I mean, you probably won't see it in my face, cause I'm gonna try to, poker face and shit. I'm like, I got this shit. But I'm gonna be terrified, cause I'm telling you that I don't like feeling that I can't do shit. You feel me? Like, if I'm deep enough, I can't swim up. Mm-hmm. I gotta stop at a certain point. You feel me? I'm gonna end up killing myself, bro. Like, down there, bro, like, who am I gonna outswim? Yep. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna just be like, I'm like, alright.
And it's como tú dije, like, it's like you're literally vulnerable to the ocean. Like, it's like you can't do nothing. Like, even if you were to like take off your mask, it's like you running out of air. Like, they actually did that to us one time. They were like in the training to show us like what it felt like to run out of air, and we had our mask on and all that stuff. And pretty much what they did was just turn our tanks off. Like, when you think about, like, literally, like, putting something over your mouth and you just don't get nothing. Like, that's what it felt like. And I remember whenever he did that as we were underwater in the pool. And I was like, I never want this shit to happen to me. Like, no.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not are you able to get that last breath, though? Like that?
You'll literally get a breath, and then probably that next one will be the one that you won't have one anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's like, so they time it. Though? That's the thing. So they time it to where it's like you have like a full tank of air, not gas, but full tank of air. And then whenever you get to, I want to say it's like 500 or less than 500, that's when they start, like you should be done. And then they start coming back. So for instance, like let's say, I can't remember the exact numbers, but let's say you start off with like 800, you'll start going back halfway through, but then they want you to already be there with like 25% of the air left in the tank. So if you're 100%, you'll start turning back and heading back at 50. But then you'll, like, they want you to be back, like, done with your dive by 25%. So it's funny because you had said you were like, you'll have the poker face, right? Nah, when you're diving, that's not what shows it. It's not your facial expressions. It's your air. Like, you'll be diving with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, me, I'm tiny. I have very small lungs. Like, I shouldn't take in that much air. But I would usually be using the same amount of air as, like, a grown-ass man. Like, I would always compare, like, my air to see, like, how I did.
Like, how much is left, no, when you go back.
I would always be having the same amount of air used as, like, a grown man, like, a big man. So it's, like, funny because it's, like, that shows that I'm nervous underwater.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there, like,
yeah,
like,
and then you remember, like, oh, shit. Bro, I'll probably be the same way, man. Like, I'll go back and be like, oh, yeah, I said 25. Sorry, there's 5 left in this tank, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I was like, y'all ain't seen me panic back down there? I'm like, yeah, y'all should have got me by then. Shit. Nah, bro. I probably wouldn't panic. Because I do get the fact... I don't know. Because once you're in the situation, it's completely different.
Yeah, very true.
Once you're actually underwater, feel the pressure, know that you can't do much, it's completely different. I'll probably be like, oh shit.
But, you know, for instance, like you say how, like, it's scary, right? But then when you actually get there and, like, you are seeing the stuff that, like I'm telling you, like, the stuff that you see underwater, you don't see it normally. Like, you only see it if you're watching a movie.
Yeah,
or if you're, like,
Discovery
watching...
Channel.
Yeah, like, so it's, like, to be able to see that in person, it's, like, the most... It changes your whole entire perception of fear. Sorry. It changes your whole entire perception of fear, and it, like, just makes you so excited. Like, I remember when I did open water, like, it's the second biggest coral reef in the world. So the first one is the one that's in the Great Barrier Reef that's in Australia. The second one is actually right around Belize, Mexico, and all that stuff, right? So we did diving over there, and when I tell you the colors of the fish were literally like
neon colors.
Like, I mean, like the brightest neon, like the sparkliest. You know the book, The Rainbow Fish?
Yeah.
I saw one of those.
Oh, for real? Wait, so they actually exist like a rainbow
so,
fish?
but it literally had like different colors. So in my eyes, I was like, oh, that's the rainbow fish. But it was like literally like sparkly, and then it had like different colors, like kind of like a rainbow. And I remember like being under there, and it's like, that's the type of stuff that you don't get to see like
at all
in normal life, you know?
Yeah,
so when you're down there and you get to see that takes all the fear away from you.
Yeah, I bet, because you get interested into the thing. Because it is dope. Like, it is dope. Like, I seen videos, how you say, like, videos on TV or, like, clips or, like, TikTok. It's dope. Like, It looks fucking beautiful. It really do. But it just, to me, it's just that whole, it gives me anxiety just fucking saying about it. Like, that whole I can't do shit. Like, you feel me? Like, if I'm going, like, hiking and whatnot, and there's a bear or shit and whatnot, I at least could somewhat, like, try to defend myself. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm on ground.
Yeah, because
like,
you can run,
like, just
breathe.
Something,
you know?
yeah, exactly. Breathe. That's the big fucking problem. I'm like, like, all a fish gotta do is, like, whack my gas tank and, like, and just look at me. And that's it. And I'm like, yo, like, I got you.
Yeah.
That terrifies the hell out of me, to be honest. What has been your favorite places to dive?
Well, I've only dove in Mexico so far. But...
You have, like, future, like, places that you want to go dive?
Well, see, like, in Mexico, I did the cenotes, which is, like, technically a cave. It's, like, just a cave, like, but it has an open. And then I did open water, and I did 4 different trips, so 2 of each in each spot. And then I realized that I'm not a cave person. Like, it's just, like, the enclosedness, the darkness. I got really scared. Like, I love to do things, and if it makes me uncomfortable, then fine. Like, you know, you get your best experiences out of being outside of your comfort zone. But if I'm not enjoying it, kind of like spicy food.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it because it causes you discomfort.
Yeah.
But if you're not enjoying it, you can't enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, if it's at the point where you're like, oh, fuck this shit.
Dude, and that's my thing. Like, whenever I was in the cenotes, the whole entire time I was, like, so worried about, like, crashing into the top and like the rocks falling or like me like getting stuck or something. So it was like I was always so anxious that I'm not even enjoying this
it
as I should.
Yeah.
So I did the open water, and then that's when I like fell in love, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, I gotta
this
do
is
this
me.
shit. Yeah, I was like, I'm an open water, I gotta see the animals, I gotta do this shit. Yeah. So in my dream, like I really want to do Galapagos. Like that's like probably my main goal, like my top, like that would be like me accomplishing things. Obviously, you know, everybody wants to do like the Great Barrier Reef. I'm cool with doing the Great Barrier Reef. I ain't got no rush to go to Australia. Like that's one place on my list that I just got no rush to go to.
¿Por qué será?
Yeah, no offense to any Australians.
Nah,
watching this, but I'm like,
y'all dealing with different shit out there,
y'all
bro.
wild.
Like, yeah, bro, y'all dealing with different shit, bro. Like everything in Australia is dangerous, bro. Like
yeah, so
everything.
just not a place that's like on the top of my list. But I really want to do Southeast Asia. Like that's something that I've seen a lot of things that people will like show and post, and that to me it's like the amount of wildlife. Like you get to see like the big ass manta rays, like not just like the little stingrays like we have here. Like they got the big ass manta rays. So it's like just to be something like that. Like
That's
that
scary, bro. That's scary as hell, bro. My boy, didn't Steve Irwin? Steve.
But see, that was a stingray. Like think about Steve Irwin's situation, but times 10. I guess that doesn't really make it any better.
No, it makes it 10 times worse.
No, but like it's like I don't know. It's like the thing like that. It's like, for instance, I saw one video that one of my backpacking friends posted, and it's like all the manta rays like swimming, and it's like a sea of manta rays, and it's like just like imagine like just looking at that as they're like just like, you know, like it's like butterflies.
Like flying, yeah, they're like
just flying through the water, like
but they're not like. Oh, I don't know if you know, but like, are they aggressive or something?
What I don't think manta rays are aggressive, like actively aggressive, but I think that the main thing with like the ocean, from what I personally like, my personal opinion of it, I don't know if this is facts or not, but I don't think that any animal is really actively aggressive. It's more of when they feel threatened, when they feel like, because like how you said, like that's not our environment, you know what I mean? Like I'm in their home. Imagine if somebody busted into your home and started trying to like you know.
You're like, what you need in here, bro?
Yep. So it's like I can understand as to why animals do certain things, but I don't think that most of the animals in the ocean are like actively aggressive. Now there are some where it's like, yeah, I know, like crocodiles, like say, even gators though, like, you know, like.
Yeah, some they can be fairly tame.
Yeah,
to be
like
honest.
people go kayaking with gators in Florida all the time. Like that shit to me is wild.
But Florida people, y'all fucking different. Y'all fucking different, bro. Like I don't know if you seen the meme of the guy dancing with a crocodile que lo trae like all dancing. I'm like, yo, y'all wildin', bro.
Literally living different.
Like it's completely different. But you want to go swim with sharks.
Yeah, but okay, I guess you're right.
The alligator might be the king of them rivers and lakes, and then them sharks, they run that ocean. But
I guess you're right. No, I saw a video the other day on Instagram. Like, God bless his soul, may he rest in peace. This guy was like getting attacked by a shark. Like,
a surfer.
Yes.
Yeah, and like they were just recording him on the like hacia afuera. Yeah.
And it's like so surfing actually. Like my best friend, she's a surfer in El Salvador, and like she tells me all the time about her stories, and I'm like, yo, that's wild. Like I can scuba dive, but you will not catch me on a surfboard.
No, it's because they confuse like people, because like this is what I heard on Discovery Channel. Shut up. Supposedly that like sharks, when they lay down on the board and like they're like swimming to the place, it kind of looks like a seal.
It's the flapping.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the splashing, because that's like what seals do, and like that's what fishes do. So it's like they just see like the, you know what I mean? So it's like that's where they can confuse it.
Damn,
it's funny because
scary.
Whenever I got like my scuba gear, I like made sure to get colors that like apparently like sharks aren't attracted to. So it's like they're attracted to like bright colors because of like the fish scales and stuff. I got blue. I was like, I'm a match with the ocean.
Camouflage as fuck, bro. I would have been on the same fucking note. I would have been on the same exact note. But let's take a quick break. And we back like we never left. Shit. Local. Okay, so you do travel a lot too, and I love that shit. The fact that you travel a lot, cause pues when I went to your room, like the whole little thing that you had, I was like, yo, this shit is so fucking dope. And when you travel, like, do you travel with like already a set plan, or you just choose a place and be like, let's go there, and then you make moves within there?
So, I like to do YouTube. Like, I like to go on YouTube a lot, and
You already know. Follow her, man.
no, like not make YouTube videos. Hold on, before y'all start searching me. No, but like
relax.
I'll go on YouTube and like look at other people's videos and then grab tips from there. So like usually like what I like to do is like when I pick a place, after I pick the place, then I'll like start doing research on it. So like after I do research, I'll kind of like set up like a basic itinerary. But you know how life is. You set up an itinerary 360.
Wake up to reality,
Yeah, like,
bro.
that shit don't come
Nothing
out.
goes as planned, bro. Nothing goes as planned, to be honest.
Yep. So it's like I'll ask like my fellow backpacking friends like their advice. I'll look up YouTube videos. And what I like to do is like pick a country, pick a place, and then do my cities from there. So I always like start at one city and then kind of like go to multiple cities and go around. And then from there, it's like you start at one. So like let's say if like vamos pa Mexico, right? You start at like Mexico City, and then somebody tells you like, or you're going to Cancun after. But then somebody says, oh hey, instead go to Puerto Escondido. So then you add that into your list, and then you
Can
take
y'all
out
tell
this
that she
one.
travels? Can y'all tell that she travels? Because she knows this
I was like
shit.
trying to like pick something that you can understand.
I'm over here like, I never, I don't know the place, but yeah, fuck yeah. But,
No, but,
that's
like,
nice
so-
though. Like, that's dope. Like, because people can say, I travel and shit, whatnot, but like, they won't know. But like, you can tell right away that like, oh yeah, you hitting out spots and shit, whatnot. So you could tell that you travel like that.
There's
you're not,
a
like,
difference. Like there's a big difference. Some people travel and some people go on vacation, right? So there's a
And what you
difference.
do?
I travel. No, because the thing is like for instance on vacation, and hey, no offense to either one, like you know the people that go on their luxurious vacations, like kudos to you, y'all
Y'all
got
shouldn't
that.
be offended. You're already gonna go
Yeah.
have a good time, bro. Enjoy life.
But it's like some people will go and it's like you go somewhere, you stay at the fancy resort, you stay at like the nice hotels, you want to be living a lavish lifestyle, which I 100% understand. Like shit sounds nice, like shit is nice, but I am much more rugged in the life that I live. So whenever I travel in the hostels that I stay at, I'll meet so many people that have either gone to the place that I'm going to or have other places in mind. So it's like I'll have an idea of like, okay, well, this is the cities that I'm going to, and you'll have so much information coming in and out where it's like they'll tell you like, oh, this one's actually really good, you should add it to your list, or hey, when you go to this city, you should really check this out, blah blah blah. And that kind of like helps me plan out my full trip. So it's like at first I remember the first backpacking trip I went to, it was Costa Rica, and I like my first solo backpacking, not Italy doesn't count because Italy was like a whole experience in itself. But I remember I went like con cada día, dude, like este día, esta hora, este día, esta hora. Like my itinerary was like
On that, like,
Yes,
by
literally.
the hour to the minute.
And when I tell you, like, that whole trip went so 360 that I went there for 2 weeks, ended up calling my bosses, like, here in the States, being like, hey, I'm going to stay another week. I'll see you guys, like, next week. I promise I'm coming back. Because last time I never came back. I went to Italy and I didn't come back. So I told them, I was like, I promise you I'm coming back, but I need 1 more week here. And then took a bus to Panama. So it's like you start with like one idea, and that's how life is. You know, you start with one idea, one concept of like, this is what I'm gonna do, and then shit
That
happens.
shit switches around, bro. Like, even on the episode we recorded yesterday, we were saying that too. Like, life legit. Like, if you think life is gonna go how you plan it, bro,
No.
life is gonna teach you that shit is gonna spin you 306 degrees and 180 right back.
But
Bro,
usually
like,
the changes that happen are like better,
the
best
best,
ones.
bro.
Mhm.
Like the best experience you get them out of unexpected situations, bro.
Yep.
And that shit is dope as hell, bro. You ever had like back into this scuba diving thing? You ever had like a terrifying like event or like situation that you was that like you were like like that you were scared, like literally that you were like, oh my god, like this could be bad?
With diving, other than like the caves, no. But with backpacking, yes, multiple times.
What is backpacking?
Like, okay, so backpacking is like the traveling that I do. So it's
Okay,
like
okay.
you go and like normalmente, you know how people tienen la maleta, like your big suitcase and stuff like that. Backpacking is just a backpack. So you have like literally a backpack that's like 3 feet by 4 feet, something like that. You have to look online at the airport, the airline that you're using, and check their regulations and restrictions, and then you pretty much do it as a carry-on. So you don't have to pay a check bag. So it's like you're literally
okay.
yeah, like you'll see
Trying to play the system.
Oh, 1000%, baby. So
There
it's
we
like
go.
when you're traveling, you'll see like backpackers with like the big ass backpack on their back, and then they'll have like a little mini backpack on their front. So then it's like that's pretty much like I'll go for like, let's say I usually go like 2-3 weeks, but there's people that go for months. So it's like you have like your month's supply in this backpack, your 2-3 weeks in this backpack.
Damn.
So yeah, so it's like that's like what I consider backpacking, where it's like you do that and then you travel to multiple different cities or multiple different countries, and then you go around and live off of that backpack.
And what was a terrifying situation for that?
Oh man, I mean, when I cut my face, that was one terrifying situation.
Oh yeah, tell that little story. You just told it to me, but shit, it's
How about
pretty interesting.
To make it simpler, I slipped and I fell.
Yeah, bet.
No, but actually, like probably like, one of the big terrifying things that happened to me was when I was in Italy. I went there as an au pair, which is a nanny, but you live with the family. So like you go move in pretty much with the family. Like they give you a room. Some families will give you fancier things. Like the one that I had gone with at first, they were like super rich, so they gave me a car. Like they gave me like this family was like they were loaded. They actually were like the owners of like syringes and stuff like that. They own the biggest company that supplied syringes in all of like that part of Europe. It was like in France, Spain, and Italy. They were like the owners of it. Like
Damn.
the dad created the company, and then the boss that I was working for, like the dad, he took it over after his father passed away. Yeah, so when I tell you they had money, they had so much money. But I actually got fired from that job. Like
You want to go into the story or?
I don't care. No, so we had a contract laid out into like whenever prior to me even moving to Italy, we had a contract laid out. And in the contract, we had decided that I get 2 days off a week. However, we didn't clarify what 2 days and stuff like that. So whenever I got there, it sucked because it was like he only gave me like half a day of one day and then like maybe half a day of another day. It was never 2 consecutive days or 2 full consecutive days, which like I obviously wanted to travel and stuff and do stuff, and it's like they never gave me that opportunity because they never gave me like really enough days off to be able to do that. We kept going back and forth, and I remember one day he messaged me, and in this long paragraph of a message he said, "You came here to work, not to travel." And I was like, correction, I came here to work while I travel. Because I didn't just come to Italy just to be your nanny. I came to Italy to experience Italy, go around the country, go around Europe. In our contract we had set that it was going to be 2 days. That was my fault though. It should have been like 100% like these 2 days of the week, Friday, Saturday, like whatever, you know what I mean? So we ended up bumping heads, going back and forth. Eventually we both decided that it'd just be best if I just like,
Not show up, no.
Yeah, but I mean, I lived in their house, so like they couldn't really kick me out. But so I got fired. I remember he took me to a coffee shop and then he like let me go. It was like
He let you go at the coffee? Like he left you there?
no, but then he had to bring me back home, so it was like even more awkward because it's like you just brought me to this coffee place to kind of like just fire me, and then we gotta just drive in the same car back to the house.
What the fuck? You did not plan that shit out.
Like when I tell you, it was the most transitional thing for me because it was so awful. Like when stuff happens like that, where it's like a big thing happens, a lot of times you have your parents to fall back on. You have like other people to fall back on. I'm in a completely different continent. Continent, country, like with no one I know. Like there's not a single, like I had an aunt that lived in Italy, but she was in Rome. I hadn't even talked to her. Like she didn't even know I was in Italy. Like I had been there for maybe a week and a half, maybe like 2 weeks maximum. Like literally a week to a week and a half, and I already got fired. It was the most like traumatizing but also empowering experiences like I'd ever experienced, because after he did that I was like, okay, you know what? He thought I was gonna go home. He was like, let me know about like your travels back home, blah blah blah. He thought I was gonna come back to America. I was like, I'm not leaving this fucking country. I was like, I came here with a fucking mission. I went through all this trouble. Like I not quit my job, but I let my job go. I was working 2 jobs. One of them I quit fully, and then the other one, like I told him, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be gone for 3 months. But it's like I planned for my life that I was gonna be in Europe for 3 months. just because I got fired in a week does not mean my ass is going back home. So I remember when we got back home to their house from the coffee shop, I immediately went to my room, went on my computer, and started looking for new families. And that was like probably like one of the most terrifying situations, because it was like I'm in a completely different country and everything in my life is up in the air right now. You know what I mean?
Like you took that big leap of faith to take.
But it's people take that here.
Off.
Yeah.
It paid off. Shit.
And people take that same leap of faith here, where it's like you don't know what's going next. Like you don't know where your life is going. You don't know what's about to happen. And it's like kind of like what do I do? Like, do I take the easy way or do I take the hard way, you know?
Facts. We're getting close to closing this little episode down, but I am going to start doing like a little closing question. If you could go back in time and tell your younger self like something like that you know now, what would it be? Or like to change something differently or to do something different, like what would you tell your younger self?
My younger self?
Yeah, like when you, let's say like if you just first started this whole situation, like now you having the experience you have, what would you tell your younger self? Be like, yo, don't do this. No, like calm down, like no, relax. No, you feel me? It's gonna get better. No, you feel me?
Stop trying to follow not what the world has planned for you, but the normal path. Like that's something that I feel like growing up I always tried to do, is like I wanted to go to school to be a nurse like everyone else does. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. Oh, for real.
People, don't get me wrong. I love, everybody want to be a nurse, but there's too many nurses now, bro. Like, please, algo más.
But it's like, that was like, in my opinion, probably like the biggest thing that I'll tell my younger self is like, don't do the conventional route. Like, do what you want to do. And like I wanted to travel so much and I wanted to travel so bad, and it wasn't until like my friend in high school had passed away that I was like, he didn't pass away in high school, it was like my friend from high school that passed away. And I remember when he passed away, I was like, I needed to switch my life. I was like, I'm so unhappy, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm going to school for something that I'm not even happy about. And that's when I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm moving to Italy. And then that's when I like got the job and like stuff like that. So,
yo, that is wild. Like,
what, to do that?
Yeah, like
1,000%, bro. Yeah, like when that I look back and I'm like, damn, I had balls.
You legit said, fuck this, I'm out. Not out of the house, not out of the state, out of the fucking country. I'm out.
But that goes to show you though, like how, I don't want to say how traumatizing, but how like bad America can be on your mental state. Like that's something that like I realized a lot was like, I traveled a lot to escape the negative that was here. Like there was one time I came back from Costa Rica. The moment I got into my car, Fernando, I started crying. I started bawling my eyes out. I called my mom and I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I was like, I hate this place. This place is so like, because it's shitty, you know, like you look on the news and it's negative, like American lifestyle.
There's always something bad going on. Mm-hmm. Always something bad going on.
And the American lifestyle is like so, it can be so like negative, and it can be so like crappy in a sense that it's like I would use these travels to kind of like escape from it all and kind of like escape from like the bad stuff that was happening. It was like my zen zone, like my zen out area.
Yeah, I understand that, because like a lot of people like Hispanics, like como like los que vienen de like different countries and shit, them themselves, they would probably tell you, be like, yo, if I could, I would be in my country. Why? Because everybody, like, we always say, like, us in our family, like, la niñez en Mexico is completely different than la niñez here in the Estados Unidos. Like, allá es niñez. Like, you enjoy, you know, you feel me? You actually enjoy more. Here is more like, you're worried about everything now. Like, especially nowadays, you know, you feel me? So, like, you just worried about everything. Que no vaya a pasar esto, que no vaya a pasar lo otro, and shit, whatnot. And it's crazy to me, because everybody sees all the other countries and they consider that shit like a third world, like I'm like, bro, but y'all don't understand the experiences, like the value of life there is different compared to over
and
here.
They're so much happier than we are here.
Yes, bro. They might be like with less money, less whatever you want to say it, but like they're fucking happy, bro. Like they're enjoying life. And to enjoying life, let's take this shot. Shit. Everybody at home, you already know. Take another shot. So you would tell your younger self to fuck the plans.
Mm-hmm. Like Stop trying to go off of what you think you're supposed to do and do what you want to do. And even now to like my older people and like just people out in like the world, and that's like the biggest thing that I probably would tell anybody is like, don't try to do what you think you're supposed to do what you want to do. Because a lot of times it's like when you take that chance and you put yourself outside of your comfort zone and you put yourself in like different situations, you learn so much, and then that's when you really know what you want to do. Like going to Italy was probably the biggest transitional period. Like it changed.
I'm still amazed at how the fuck you just said, fuck this, I'm out. Legit.
When I tell you, Fernando, I was in such a depression, like, but going over there, being able to like have awesome experiences. I went to so many different countries. I met so many awesome people. Like, I ate such good food.
Oh my god, I envy that. Look, I was ahorita like no te estaba hablando casi nada till you said the food, bro. That's one thing I want to go try food every fucking where, bro. Like, cause you learn like it's not just us that have like good ass food. No, cause you Hispanics, you already know people. We cook, but like there's countries that like, bro, some plates are like chef's kiss. No, you feel me?
It's the food, the way of life, and the people that I think are the three best things. Like, and by way of life, I mean like cultura, because Spanish people, you know, they're very open, very welcoming. But there's also like a lot of negative sides to like Spanish culture. But then you go to another culture and it's like that negative side that you see in like our culture, you see a different side of theirs.
Yeah.
So then it's like, but then they also have negative sides of their culture as well. So it's like crazy because it's like traveling. The one thing that has taught me like the most is that we're all so different, but we're all so similar. Like so similar. And the way that people live in other places, you take pieces of each place, you bring it back with you. And that's something that, like, for instance, Italy, like, is forever in my heart because the way that the Italians live, bro, these motherfuckers are so nonchalant. Like, you put in something to an Italian, they'll get back to you in like 3 days. 4 days is good. Like, if they got back to you within that week, you're lucky. Right?
Like they actually cared about you.
They are so nonchalant. They're kind of just like, whenever it happens, it happens. And
that would give me anxiety, bro.
That's like, that's so opposite to Americans, though.
Like, que te dicen algo and like, en cortito,
like caliente. It's Americans are so like they got like it's like wild because it's like they're
so rushed. I feel like they're so rushed into everything. Like they want to get everything. I'm like, bro, like, is even when you rush into it, it's not gonna come out, bro. Yep. I promise you, it's not gonna come out. Like one of my boys in one of the episodes, we were talking about that too. Cause like when you rush things, you're kind of forcing things, and when you force things, it's not gonna work, bro. Like in anything, whether it's mechanic, whether it's construction, whether it's life in general, like whatever you force is not, cause you're not gonna enjoy it. Like at the end of the day, like you're gonna be more stressed. You're gonna end up more stressed about trying to get there than like once you get there, like it's gonna be like, okay.
And it's like you didn't enjoy the journey.
Exactly. That's what they usually say. It's like it's not the end point, but the whole journey that you take that people enjoy. And it's like
here they put so much focus on that end point, whereas like for instance like Italians, it's like let's celebrate everything. Like everything that you could possibly think of, they have a fucking holiday for it in Italy. Like you know how here we got 4th of July, right? You're lucky if you get 4th of July off, right? But over there, their 4th of July, like they're into like their national holiday, like for all of Italy.
Yeah.
2 weeks long.
Damn.
2 weeks. Imagine that. 2 weeks. People here in America, there's some jobs where you get 2 weeks out of the whole year.
Yeah.
And it's like over there, you get 1 full month, so you get 4 weeks minimum vacation, minimum. And then every August, there's 2 weeks out of the month that you automatically get. Like, because it's like the whole...
like independent.
Yeah, it's like the whole country, like the...
Yeah, heard people. Let's go to Italy,
yeah,
bro.
Let's
go. Everybody, what the fuck we doing here, bro? Let's go, bro. Shit, that is nice as hell. And it's dope because, like you said, you bring back a little bit of culture from every spot. Because to me, I really want to go to Japan. Like, I really want to fucking go to Japan. Like, bro, it's funny.
I can so see you loving Japan,
bro.
I can so see that.
Oh my god. Yo, it's funny because, like, even if I go, like, to Chinese buffets here, bro, like, you'll catch me eating with chopsticks, bro. Like, you're not going to catch me using this spoon or fork. Like, bro, like, yeah, I just love that culture. It's because to me, like, there's not a culture here. it's a mixture of all different cultures, like, which is not bad. It creates diversity, you know, you feel me? Like, ideas from one country coming together with another idea from another country could create something beautiful, you feel me? But every culture, and you go into their specific culture, it's fucking beautiful. Like, every culture, whether it's like South Africa culture, whether it's Mexico, whether it's Brazil, whether it's Japan, whether it's Italy, like, every like place has their own culture. Like Greece, you know, you feel me? Like, and that to me is amazing, like, because you learn so much shit, and you learn to live life in a different way.
Yep.
Like yeah, and like you realize sometimes like you could discover the way you like to live. You know, you feel me? Like, I'm like, yo, they do this shit like every day. I'm like, this is like, this is me. You know, you feel me? And I love that shit, because the only way you could do it is experiencing it. Like, how you do travel. Shit,
And
travel.
it's like crazy because it's like the things that you find over there too, you'll find so many similarities to yours. Like you say, for instance, Japan, something as simple as the food, right? Arroz. Like, we make it, we eat it, they make it, they eat it, but it's made differently. And eaten differently, and like certain things.
Yeah,
you know
who I compare a lot, that I'm like, bro, I think we're legit the same way, just different like language completely. Because Indians, like, to like, let's say Mexicans, bro, like, Indians' weddings are fucking crazy. No, you feel me? Colorful,
I
like,
love it.
no, you feel me? Like, colorful and shit.
dream.
And to me, like, a Mexican wedding, bro, like, colorful fucking horses here, banda, like, all of it. And like, Indians are the same way. I'm like, bro.
Yep.
And they drink over there. Like, they drink.
Indians drink
bro, like,
a lot, bro.
Yeah. It's
Like, that's something that I've learned. Like, Indians go hard.
Yes.
Like, y'all party.
Yes, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, like, them weddings, them shit last, like Hispanics, bro. They last like 2-3 days, bro. Like, the day after, recalentado, no? You feel me? Like, pull up. We gonna continue this shit going, bro. That's fucking nice. I really like that shit. I find it beautiful, because, yeah, I want to learn, like, different cultures and, like, be able to say that I experienced it. Because, I mean, you could look it up on YouTube any day. You feel me? But, like, being there, es otro pedo. Like, and I like that shit. Like, that's why I admire, like, that shit you do, like, traveling. Like, and I admire the fact that you legit said, fuck it. Like, that's the biggest way you could say fuck it. Because, like, you're moving to another country.
The big thing, too, that I saw was, like, I always told myself, I want to travel, I want to travel, I want to travel. But I could never find somebody to travel with. It's like, I would ask friends, and then they would be like, oh, I don't have the money, or everyone would say, yeah, and then it's like, when it gets
down to the point, they're like, no one starts answering.
No one wants to do it.
Oh, this happened.
It was like, I wanted to do so much, but I was waiting around for the world to give it to me, rather than me go get it myself. And then that's like my biggest thing is like, if you want to travel, go get a fucking plane ticket and go travel. Like, all of my backpacks I've done by myself except for Colombia. Like, that's the one that I did with Sandy. And all the other ones, like, I started by myself. You get to that hostel, you're gonna meet 10 other people that are also by themselves. You guys are going to meet at that one hostel. Like, I had friends that I had met in Costa Rica. We traveled all around Costa Rica together. We went to Panama together. I had friends in Italy that I remember I met in southern Italy, met each other again in like northern Italy, then traveled around. I have one friend, I met him in Rome. So he's from Washington State. Tommy, shout out Tommy. He's in he's from Washington State. I met him in Rome, right? Traveled around in Rome with him. Then we all went to Berlin together. So he was in the Berlin group. Got fucked up as fucking Berlin. All went to Berlin together. And then our group split in half. Half of us went to Prague, and then the other half went to Amsterdam. And he's the one that went to Amsterdam. Me and my friend went to Prague. And then after that, I thought, I was like, oh, I'm never going to see Tommy again, right? In Colombia, when I went with Sandy, he was living there. He had like an apartment down there because he's a backpacker too. He just goes all over the place. He was living in Colombia at the time, so then I ended up meeting up with him in Colombia too.
Hey, that's
so it's dope. Like wild because it's like he's somebody, for instance, that it's like I met him in Italy, traveled to a different country,
across the fucking world,
and then traveled again. So it's like you think that, oh, I'm gonna be by myself, I'm gonna be lonely. Like, no, I promise you, you are going to meet so many people that are going to love doing the same thing that you're doing, which is traveling. You're going to learn so many different things about all these other different cultures and all these other different people. And also, it makes you feel like such a badass to know that I can go get on this plane, go to a different other country, hop cities by myself, meet all these different people, and like it just gives you like this empowering, like independent, like fuck yeah feeling,
like
you know?
You did it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I bet there's been times like where you get to a place and like you just look back, you're like, I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I did this shit. Well, we're gonna get into closing. So you wanna give out your IG? You wanna let them know how to find you?
Follow
Shit.
me. My Instagram is _ me llamo Gaby. Now to my Americans that are watching this, _ MELLAMO GABBYYY.
We're gonna put it up here for you just in case. But y'all can follow me on my personal IG at NandoJDM94. That's my personal account. I know you feel me, shit. But what I want you to follow is Nando's Tequila. You know, you feel me? Appreciate it for all the follows and like views that are getting on the videos. Y'all my subscribers, y'all know who the real ones, bro. I got y'all, bro. Like the carne asada is coming soon, bro. I promise y'all that. And for real, I just want to say thank you. Like, this is a little crazy like idea I had like from way back. I mean, never really actually like put much thought into it back then, but now here we go. We're 10 episodes deep, and hopefully we can continue doing this all day. Yeah, people, what can I say? Catch y'all on the downside. Peace out.
Ciao.